Picture this Saturday morning 1999. You're in your pajamas with a bowl of sugary cereal and you have got 6 straight hours of pure animated gold ahead of you. Dexter's Laboratory,
You, Didi!
Powerpuff Girls,
Stop, Mojo!
Johnny Bravo.
Oh, you drive me wild.
Fast forward to today, Saturday morning TV absolutely dead. The network that shaped millions of childhoods like you and me buried. Today I'm investigating exactly who killed Cartoon Network. And trust me, this wasn't an accident. This was murder. October 1st, 1992, Cartoon Network launched with a simple promise cartoons 24/7. At first, it was just old Hanna-Barbera reruns, Flintstones, Jetsons, Scooby Doo. But even that felt revolutionary. Then 1996 changed everything. Cartoons launched with Dexter's Laboratory. Created by Gennady Tartakovsky, this wasn't just entertainment, it was an art. Smart writing, innovative animation, and complete creative freedom. The floodgates opened. Craig McCracken's Powerpuff Girls, When Partible's Johnny Bravo. Every show carried its own vision, its own art style, and above all, treated kids like you and me like we were smart. The numbers were insane. Cartoon Network became the number one network for kids 6 to 14. Powerpuff Girls episodes regularly hit 4 million viewers. That's bigger than most primetime shows today. But here's what made CN special. Adults watched too. Parents genuinely enjoyed sitting down with their kids. College students quoted Adventure Time. These weren't just cartoons. They were cultural phenomena that brought generations together. CN Studios was like Pixar for television. Shows were winning Emmys, Annie Awards, and critical acclaim.
And the winner is The Amazing World of Gumball.
Thank you so much to the Academy and to the jury and to the audience.
And the Emmy for Outstanding Short Format Animated Program goes to Adventure Time.
The outstanding short format animated program team from Adventure Time consists of
The animation industry looked to Cartoon Network as the gold standard. The empire was massive. International broadcast in 200 plus countries. Merchandise sales in billions. Powerpuff Girls alone generated over $2 billion in global revenue. For nearly 2 decades, Cartoon Network represented the best of what children entertainment could be. Creative, intelligent, artistic, and most importantly, made with love, not algorithms. But empires fall. And what killed Cartoon Network wasn't competition or changing times. It was something much more sinister, corporate greed. The man destined to deliver the final blow was already sharpening his blade.
Quick reminder while we're here, if this content is helpful to you, we're just 70 subscribers away from 500. Smash that subscribe button to join our growing community. Your support means everything. All right, let's continue.
Around 2010, streaming started disrupting everything. Netflix, Hulu, YouTube. Suddenly, kids could watch whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. Cable subscriptions began dropping like stones. Saturday morning cartoons became obsolete overnight. Why wait for your favorite show at 8 am when you can watch it on your iPad at midnight? The era of appointment television was over, finished, gone, a relic of the past. Now, corporate executives love to blame streaming for CN's death. It's convenient, it's external. But here's the thing, other networks adapted. Disney thrived with Disney Plus. Nick found success on Paramount Plus. So why didn't Cartoon Network? Disney saw streaming coming and prepared. They invested heavily in Disney Plus, moved their best content there, and kept creating new shows. Their strategy embraced the future while respecting the brand. Even old content found new life. Avatar, The Last Airbender became Netflix's #1 show in 2020, 15 years after it originally aired. Proof that quality content doesn't care about platforms, it always finds a way to shine. Cartoon Network had it all, beloved shows, brilliant creators, and fans ready to follow them anywhere. But they chose a different path. And we were left behind. They chose to cut costs instead of investing in the future. They chose quick profits over long-term brand building. They chose to treat their greatest assets, the creators, as expendable. And that decision would prove fatal. Meet David Zaslav, Discovery Channel executive turned Warner Bros. CEO. This man has become the most hated figure in animation, and for good reason. Zaslav built his career on cheap reality TV. Why spend $500,000 per animated episode when you can make reality TV for $50,000. In his world, content isn't art, it's just filler for time slots. His first major move, cancelling a completed $90 million Batgirl movie as a tax write-off. Not because it was bad. Warner Bros. Executives who saw it called it fantastic, but because destroying it was more profitable than releasing it. Then came the animated Scooby-Doo movie, completed, ready for release, deleted. Why? Same reason. Tax write-offs mattered more than entertaining kids. But the real massacre came at Cartoon Network Studios. Zaslav laid off 82% of the animation staff. Departments that created Emmy-winning shows were eliminated overnight. Infinity Train, one of CN's most acclaimed shows, was cancelled despite massive fan support and critical praise. Why? It didn't drive enough toy sales. Art became secondary to merchandising potential. One by one, quality shows ended without replacements. Steven Universe Future concluded in 2020, Adventure Time, Distant Lands in 2021. They didn't just let the Renaissance fade, they tore it down piece by piece. But Zaslav wasn't done. He started removing completed shows from HBO Max. Again, for tax write-offs. Years of works, millions of dollars, thousands of hours of creativity deleted to save money on taxes. Today's Cartoon Network is 80% Teen Titans Go reruns. One show consuming an entire network. This isn't accidental. It's cheaper to recycle than create. Zaslav turned CN into a content graveyard. Nothing symbolizes CN's fall more than Teen Titans Go. The original Teen Titans was sophisticated storytelling, complex characters, emotional depth, stunning animation. It was appointment television. Teen Titans Go, on the other hand, stripped away everything that made the original special. Complex emotions turned into cheap gags. Beautiful animations became cheap and simple. Cost per episode 70% cheaper than the original. But here's the conspiracy. CN didn't just air Teen Titans Go. They made it 80% of the entire schedule. Some weeks it was literally 40 plus hours of the same show. This wasn't programming, it was content dumping. Meanwhile, innovative shows were cancelled after one season. OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, Mao Mao, Victor and Valentino, all superior shows, all casualties of the TTG monopoly. Fans were furious. Petitions to bring back quality programming got 500,000 plus signatures. But corporate didn't care about quality. They cared about profit margins. Here's the real conspiracy. Teen Titans Go wasn't made for American kids. It was designed for international markets where simple humor translates easily and production costs are minimal. Instead of listening to fans, CN doubled down. More Teen Titans Go movies, spin-off specials. Because who needs a network when you can have a one-show empire? Teen Titans Go represented everything wrong with modern CN. Quantity over quality, profit over artistry, corporate mandate over creative vision.
We're dropping the next part of this story very soon. Subscribe to the channel to support us and get notified when the second part 2 drops. I want to hear from you in the comments. How did you feel when you first saw things change? And let us know how we can keep improving.